Into the Black. The police of prison planet M. Luther had taken Earth agent Sam Talon's eyes and exiled him into a swamp as dense and eerie as the black void of his sightless days. But then Talon invented a means of seeing, awkward, painful, but still a way to make escape just faintly possible. He saw through the eyes of a bird, a dog, a woman guard. Soon he would see himself through the eyes of his enraged M. Lutheran pursuers, for they'd never let him go. They'd seal off the whole planet first. For Sam Talon was the possessor of the most important single secret in the universe. We had a massive thunderstorm the other day. The rain fell in sheets, and there were several lightning strikes, both in the village here and up on Highside. I was glad to be home. I've always had a feeling that I affronted some minor weather god at some point in my life, because I always feel hunted during a storm. It seems to me the lightning is seeking me out as it strikes closer and closer. After the rain, I went for a walk. There were countless worms on the sidewalks and hundreds of birds everywhere. Robins, starlings, grackles, feasting on the worms. Everywhere I looked, I saw the birds. I also saw, in amongst them, small, twig-figure, doll-like things, humanoids, and so green I didn't notice them at first against the wet grass. These things were also eating worms. The birds were eerily silent. When I walked nearby, they didn't fly away. They just raised their heads or cocked their heads to stare at me with their shining black eyes. I didn't walk close to any of the twig people or mannequins, as I thought of them, but they also regarded me with shining black eyes. At one point, I just stopped and stared. Nobody else, no humans, were out on the streets, but the birds were everywhere. The silence was thickening, and the smell of worm guts was almost overwhelming. I felt dizzy. But then I heard a noise, an engine, and a guitar riff. It was Marvel Thompson in his old Buick driving up the middle of Broad Street, his windows wide open and Leonard Skinnerd on the cassette player. The birds took off altogether, hundreds of them, and when I looked around, there wasn't a mannequin in sight. Marvel passed me right at that moment. He waved and yelled, "Woo-hoo!" And suddenly, behind his car, there was traffic again.